Hello, everyone. Shall we get started? Hello. So, happy Thursday. Kind of got some news to talk to you about, I guess. Some of you are already aware of things like legendary drivers, are coming. We've got a couple social posts out already revealing some of those legendary drivers, but I've got some more details to share with you in regards to legendary drivers and collection milestones and what's coming in update 32, which is currently penciled in to release next week. So update 32 is likely to drop next week. If you're not aware, we have to wait for approvals from app stores and stuff like this, so that can cause some delays and stuff. We unfortunately have no influence there. So update 32, it's coming soon, hopefully next week. And I'm here to share some details with you in regards to two special features, as well as some of the smaller changes, as well as some of the bug fixes landing as part of update 32. So first off, let's get started with the usual stuff this week. Brazil GP. Nothing special really there. We all know about it, right? It started already. Anyway, next week is the Mercedes Team Series event. If you're not already aware, this is available in the Discord. If you don't know it, that's the place to go. By the way, if you're not a member of the Discord, that's the place to go if you want like early news in regards to upcoming events and things like that. So we have Hamilton, we have Russell with a 10% bonus, and hopefully I should have details on the next few events very soon as well. But I'll just leave it at those two for now. Yes. Should we get on to the nitty gritty? That was pretty much it. That was like the boring stuff. We'll get that out of the way. Update 32 has two main features to it. Collection milestones, which I believe we haven't really spoken about with anyone up until now. We have collection milestones, and as part of collection milestones, we have legendary drivers. First off, I'm going to tell you about collection milestones. So, collection milestones. After update 32, you will notice this nice big claim rewards button in both the drivers tab and the cars tab under your assets. Collection milestones is a new reward system for everyone who plays F1 Clash, and it rewards you for unlocking and upgrading all your assets. So you will get a progression of rewards, and this is coins, bucks, crates, drivers, components, legendary drivers, boosts, and more, simply for progressing in the game. That's it. There's no extra cost. There's no extra things needed to unlock them. You get points for both unlocking an asset that's either a driver or a component, and upgrading them as well. The more points you get, the more collection milestones you unlock, the more rewards you get. So think of it kind of like how the pit pass track goes. You unlock a milestone, you get a reward for that, but there's no locks, there's no timers or anything like this. It is simply however fast you gather the points, you'll get the rewards. So I have some examples here. This is 4 separate screenshots in case that's confusing, of just some examples of what you'll see in the collection milestones. So some of them might be a crate, some of them might be a bundle of coins, some of them might be a bundle of bucks. We've got power-ups, we've got drivers, we've got components, we've got boosts. And the further down the collection milestones you go, the more rewarding these rewards are, essentially. So yeah, along the way you will get legendary drivers. And the progression of this, the legendary drivers will become better the further down you go. What if everything is already unlocked? Do we get that already when it is implemented? Yes. So this is, backdated? So because we're introducing this partway through the season, anyone who has progressed in the season will automatically get your collection milestone points. So some of you are going to have a lot of rewards to claim. I'll just say, you will be busy just claiming rewards once this goes live. And then, yeah, for those who, have only just recently started the game, it's, you'll want to progress further through the game and collect those rewards. Just joined, is this replacing Pit Pass? No, this is in addition to. This is Collection Milestones, completely separate reward system. Are the crates linked to the series unlocked? Yes, I believe they are. I have to double check that actually, Nash. That's a good question. I believe they are. These screenshots were taken from a test device with everything unlocked, which is why you see some Series 12 crates there. I will have to double check that detail. We will have more information in the FAQ in regards to this. I forgot to double check that before I came here. Anyway, good question. There are legendary crates, platinum crates. There's a whole range of crates throughout. The coins bundles increase. I think you can see in the final screenshot there's like 750,000 coins. That's further down. Is there a claim all button? I believe there is. But for some of you, you're still going to get like a lot of rewards. There's a lot. As you can see on this example, there are 200 milestones to unlock. Obviously, to get to 200, you will have to unlock and upgrade many assets. But I do know that some of you are well on your way there. But either way, there's going to be a lot of rewards. It's going to be a lot. Different assets have different values in regards to the amount of points you get as well. So if you upgrade a common Series 1 driver, that's going to give you less collection milestone points than a Series 12 Epic, for example. I don't remember the exact values for that, and I don't know if that's something that's going to be shared publicly. If it is, I will put that up somewhere as soon as I can. And yeah, as you'll see, the level bar at the top shows what milestone is unlocked and how many points you need to unlock that milestone. So over on the far right, you're on level 17 or milestone 17, and you need a total of 18 collection milestone points to go to collection milestone 18. God, it's too many words to remember. And yeah, so on and so forth. And they'll increase. Very similar sort of mechanic to Pit Pass. But just without the requirement to pay anything. It's simply based on unlocking and upgrading your assets. So, as part of Collection Milestones, you will get... Oh, come on. I'm clicking... legendary drivers. Now, I've censored out the ones that have not been announced yet because these are being announced on our socials as part of a marketing campaign over the next few days. So those that have been announced and one extra that hasn't been announced just yet, but I thought I'd sneak that in. That 0 out of 329 is an indicator of game progress in terms of obtaining and updating driver's parts. Yes. Yes, essentially. So yes, these are the legendary drivers in the 2023 F1 Clash season. I know there are many questions in regards to, why do we not have Ayrton Senna or many other legendary drivers. I'll just explain. There's a very long process in integrating these individuals into the game. We do not have rights to just throw these guys into the game as part of the F1 license that we have for F1 Clash. There's a very long process in getting each and every one of these drivers involved, and we will try and get other legendary F1 drivers involved as well, but that will probably come for the next season. But also, there are some drivers who may just not want to be involved as well. So we may not be able to get every sort of historically legendary Formula One driver involved. That's just a caveat. That's just a notice, because I know a lot of people are asking, where's this one and where's that one? They may not all want to be involved, but we'll try. We'll try. It's been a very, very long process getting these 8 involved, and we'll continue to try for others as well. So yeah, these are the announced ones. More to come, obviously. The censored out ones will be revealed over the next few days. Each one is in the collection milestones, and their stats will differ because the collection milestone track is kind of a progression, right? Ideally, it would have started at the start of the season, and that way people progress evenly. And the stats associated with each legendary driver would kind of make sense as everyone progresses through. But when update 32 drops and you start unlocking these, you'll notice their stats build as you unlock them. And so yeah, some will be more powerful than others, which is kind of fair. What else? Legendary drivers only have 1 level. Once you unlock them, that's it. They don't upgrade. The stats don't change. You don't have to do anything with them. They're there. Stats are permanent. We'll go into more detail there. Do they stay with you for the next season? No. These will go into your Hall of Fame, and next season we will have a whole new collection milestone set, legendary drivers, etc., for you to unlock. So they act very similar to existing drivers. Yeah, they won't carry over into the next season. Where else? What else do we got? Get rid of that one. No, not that one. Why is this not cooperating with me? Bear with me a moment. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Can't legendary drivers take part in the GP? We'll get to that, David. We'll get to that. There will be a new section in your driver's asset list of what legendary drivers you have and what milestone you need to unlock to receive them. As shown on this screenshot, they'll be above all your normal drivers. And I've censored out the names of the ones that we haven't announced yet. That's where they'll appear, where you'll be able to select them for your loadout. And pretty obvious, really. When you unlock them in the collection milestones, you'll get a nice little screen. And I can't show this on a still image. There's a cool little feature, and I think it's actually really cool. It might just be hyping things up a little bit more. The background color behind the driver, that rainbowy color, it's actually holographic, and if you tilt your phone, it moves. It's like a hologram, and with the tilting and movement of your phone, it actually changes, and I thought that was a really nice feature. Anyway, I don't have an actual example video to show you. Any plans to get historic liveries? That's quite a tricky, Joel. It's quite a tricky process. We've discussed it before, and as you may have seen last season, we had some unique liveries introduced as well for a limited time. There is quite a tricky process there. It's not out of the cards, though. Not out of the cards. Now, where was I going? So yes, when you unlock the driver, you get this nice little screen, shows you their stats and everything, reveals them. What they look like when you're choosing them for your loadout, you may notice underneath the legendary tag there, event availability junior or higher. Legendary drivers are subjected to GP limitations like every other driver. And as the higher legendary drivers are obviously limited to higher GP tiers as well. I'll give you a better example. So here, Mario Andretti is available for junior or higher. That mysterious legendary driver in the middle is available for challenger or higher, and Michael Schumacher is available for champion only. Michael Schumacher obviously has the slightly better stats. Slightly better stats there, mostly better stats there, but yes, they do have GP limitations similar to other drivers. They are only available to use in participating GP events. They will not be available to use in duels because that would be rather unfair. Let's be honest. They will only be available in participating GP events. GP events will advertise where legendary drivers are available to be used, but some events they will not be available to use. So they are very special. Well, they're not special events. They'll be able to be used in most events, but there are some events they won't be able to be used. Can we get the requirement of 2 different tire compounds in the game on dry races? It's a bit restrictive. I know it's been requested. It's a bit restrictive though. Yeah. Why not being able to use legendary drivers? It would be a bit unfair. Legendary drivers, generally speaking, for the stage in which they're unlocked, in regards to like season progression, they do have higher stats than most drivers. So it would be very unfair to allow, a player who has unlocked legendary drivers to compete against most others who didn't. It would be quite an unfair advantage there, but that might change. Remember, this is the first iteration of legendary drivers. We might update things depending on feedback and how people use them and stuff. But yeah. That's ultimately how they're set up. So, collection milestones leads to legendary drivers. There's a lot of rewards in collection milestones. There's a lot. So like I say, some people will be very busy once this update drops. So hopefully that gives you some insight in regards to them. There's not a lot of details in regards to like how complicated they are to use or anything like this. It'll come down to, unlocking them and using them. I just answered a question in regards to special liveries. It's something we work on, but it's not entirely an easy thing just to throw in different liveries there. But we wouldn't mind doing more special edition liveries like we did last season. Do you need to have 100% of the game to unlock Michael Schumacher? I don't know the exact requirement on that, Damien, on how much stuff you need to actually unlock and upgrade to get there. It's going to be a bit, because he is a very high stat legendary driver. It's going to be a bit, but I don't actually know off the top of my head if you need like every component and driver unlocked and upgraded for it. So next up, update 32, right? We've got more than just collection milestones and legendary drivers. We've got some other little changes. I'm not a designer. I can't make pretty images, okay? This is what I do behind the scenes, is I make lists in text. I'm not a designer. So I thought we'd go through this, all right? When are Qatar, China, and Vegas being added? Vegas and Qatar. Well, Vegas is coming soon. China's not in the calendar though, right? Am I wrong on that? Is it next season? Not sure about the timeline, but any official track is planned. They do just take a bit of time to actually get into the game. Anyway, update 32 changes. Let's go through these real quick because I've got another very pretty list like this for bug fixes. Changes. Grand Prix Event Series limitation screen will no longer display if a valid loadout is already equipped, because this was very annoying. For the new GP limitations that came into effect recently, even if you had a loadout that perfectly fit, it would come up with the screen, and it was just really annoying. Why? We don't need unnecessary clicks. Get rid of it. Expired power-ups displayed on the home screen are now tappable. One thing I noticed when power-ups came about was when they expire, you still have the little tag on your home screen. It does nothing if you tap on it. If you didn't know what the power-up was, or wanted to know more information, you couldn't because it wasn't tappable. You can now do that and read information about it. A request from a number of players was in the pre-race screen, so when you're choosing your tire compound and your boost, it would show you the initial starting weather, but after that you couldn't see what the other weather intervals are. Those will now be displayed there, so you can make better choices in regards to what boosts you use and what tire compounds you use. So if the first weather interval is like 1 minute of sun before it rains, you might be able to make a better decision there. So yeah, that was a community request that will be coming in shortly. A bit of a bigger change, but probably doesn't affect the majority of you. But all races in Series 1 to 2, their lap counts are going to be reduced. This is a process for new players, because any new player coming into the game and you've got like 8-lap race and all this sort of stuff, it's a bit slow, it's a bit discouraging and stuff. So these lap counts are going to be reduced. I believe the flag earnings from those races are going to be reduced in effect as well. But it's ultimately for new players, they get a little bit better of a taste of what F1 Clash is before having to dive into longer races. Power-up duration will now be displayed in the Pit Pass rewards, because currently if you go into the Pit Pass and there's a power-up, it tells you what the power-up is. It doesn't tell you how long it lasts for though, which would be handy. So that's gonna come in. There's a number of changes in regards to Grand Prix event limitations. Just that whole kind of process was a little bit messy and sometimes confusing, just in regards to how your loadout needed to be set up and what the limitations were for each tier. So there's quite a number of little sort of tweaks just to make that flow a little less abrasive. It's quite a long list, but it's all sort of jumbled together. The minimum supported Android operating system version is being raised, and this is a requirement sort of across the board. Android 9 will be the minimum. Not sure if anyone's on anything lower than Android 9 still. I think the current version is what, 11? So yeah, it shouldn't really impact too many people, but double check your Android OS version on your device. If you've got an older device, you may need to update. Can some rewards be associated with a club topping a group at the end of an exhibition? We have some plans in mind in regards to clubs. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. What else was there? The something that's been in there for a very long time, the global tab on the leaderboard screen, that is grayed out and doesn't work. We're removing that for now, because there is a feature coming that will utilize it, but there's no point in having the tab there when there's nothing behind it. So we're getting rid of it. I know a lot of people keep asking about it. To save on the confusion, we're just going to get rid of the tab. Minor change, but yeah. Hopefully it doesn't result in any other confusion. Right, bug fixes. Bug fixes. There's a fair few. Should I read them out? Should I read them out, or just leave them up on the screen? We can chat or something, or because there's a fair few. Gameplay. Coin search power up wasn't always resulting in double coins for race results. Fixing that. There has been a very annoying bug at the end of qualifying round 1 for many players, where it would come up and it says like you got 1 out of 22, and then shows you 0 points and all this sort of stuff. Very confusing flow. Fixed for that finally. That was very confusing. It looked like you didn't qualify, but it told you did and gave you the wrong display and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, we'll fix that up. Hopefully that there's no more confusion in regards to that. There were some very specific instances where all cars were overtaking the safety car, not just like one or two as we've seen before, but all cars. That's been fixed up. There's a bunch of UI fixes. A number of you reported all the featured assets for the pit pass when you're in the store. They're all like stacked up on top of each other and it looked really messy. Fixed that up. There's been a couple Spanish language translation fixes for a number of areas. The event round timers for Grand Prix events, the little countdown timer for the next round, that was just wrong a number of times. And we've finally fixed that up. I know that's been a long-standing one. Tiebreak rules is a very small UI. Tiebreak rules, if you went to player profile, view the tiebreak rules, go back to the player profile, the tiebreak rules would kind of be like mixed up in all the graphics there. Fix that up. Pit stop time for AI drivers does not include service time. I believe someone mentioned this in the Discord just today. Been mentioned for a while, but the pit stop times didn't include that. So yeah, we'll be fixing that up. Azza, you got some catching up to do. You missed all the good juicy bits. To catch up on it. You missed all the juicy bits. Sorry. We can go back through it real quick. I don't have a lot of time, but we'll do it. What else do we have? Fixes applied to restore notifications to some devices. I think this was, what, update 31? Update 31 resulted in a bunch of devices just not getting notifications anymore. We're fixing that, but there will be some devices that still don't get notifications. There's a separate problem that's resulting in some people not getting notifications. This will fix some of them. There will still be some outstanding ones, which we're working on. Some players have been unable to log in with Facebook accounts. We're fixing that up. There are two issues with the Express Access power-up that reduces your crate timer. There are two separate issues. There is one, if you received it from the spinner, which we remove them from the spinner because of this issue, but if you did receive them from the spinner previously and it didn't apply the crate timer reduction to your crates, we fix that bug. There is another bug still outstanding where the crate timer reduction is not applying to crates, and you either need to remove one crate from the queue if you have Pit Pass Premium, remove it from the queue, put it back in the queue, and that will fix it up for all crates that you've got. Alternatively, if you open a crate, it will fix that up as well. Or if you purchase something from the store, it will also refresh that for you as well. There's a different workarounds at the moment, but we'll fix that bug up eventually as well. What else we got? Last one. There were some visual quality issues with Pixel 7 and Pixel 8 Pro devices. We'll fix that up as well. That's the last one. We got through them all. Woo. Okay, for those who may have missed it, let's do a very, very quick recap. Right? For Azza and anyone else. Collection milestone button will appear after update 32. It's in both your driver and your car's components tab. Some of you are going to have a lot of rewards to claim here since this update is retrospective. Collection milestones. For unlocking and upgrading your assets, you'll get collection milestone points. Those points will unlock milestones in your collection milestones, where you'll get a bundle of rewards. And those rewards pretty much range from everything. Coins, crates, bucks, boosts, drivers, components, power-ups, legendary drivers. Cool. All right. There's a bunch of legendary drivers, some of which are still a mystery, but we'll be revealing them on our socials and our website over the next few days. So keep an eye out if you're curious as to who they will be. Legendary drivers will appear in their own specific section. Right here. Right here, above all your normal drivers. Legendary drivers are limited to participating GP events, which will be notified in game as to when they'll be available to use. They are also tier limited based on their stats, as we show here. It will say on the legendary driver card itself of what GP tier that they're available, a GP tier or tiers they're available to be used in. And that was ultimately it. That was ultimately it. Update 32 should be dropping next week. We need to wait for App Store approvals. So that specific day can waver. Normally they're pretty quick. So normally we would release from Monday, or we would begin the release on Monday. Last few approvals have taken a bit of time though, taken longer than usual. So I don't want to guarantee Monday. So just a little caveat. We want it to be next week. We wanted it to be Monday next week, but we have to wait for these approvals first. We will send out all the notifications and stuff as soon as we have the details, as soon as it's ready to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So decent update. If any of you have been playing this season sort of even partially, you're going to have a lot of collection milestones to claim as soon as you update. So look forward to that. And then you can start looking at your legendary drivers that you have unlocked, if any, which I'm pretty sure you get one right away. And then, yeah, that's it from me. Hopefully you have a good weekend. Back Monday with hopefully the good news of being able to start rolling out update 32. Keep an eye out on the Discord, your in-game inbox, social media, website. They'll go up as soon as we know. Will there be anything done to the current matchmaking? Yes. What that is, I'm not going to say. Or when. I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, there is. There will be. But I can't. I'm not going to say when or what. But yeah. Yeah. So that's it from me. Have a good weekend. Join the Discord if you're not in it. That's where I usually am, dropping little tidbits of details. Otherwise, check out our creators in our content creator program. There's some of them in the chat right here. Check them out because I believe that they're going to be releasing some content soon in regards to some legendary driver stuff. But they'll keep you entertained until we have more. Anyway, see you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.